Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, it's my messenger, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. Welcome in everyone. So it is All Hallows Eve. I'm curious to get into the cards and see what is coming out. The Banshee again. What? There's a big warning. The skeleton key. There is a warning that is coming out this Halloween season. We're gonna find out what it is, Let's see, because she's been coming out each time I pull this deck. A toad. I had a dream with a frog last night. Yeah, the frog, I captured it and I was putting it in an aquarium. Oh no, I was trapping a frog in my dream. Yeah, so somebody was mad at me for doing so too. I don't know. But yeah, it's a frog in my dream. Anyway, let's get into the card and see what's going on with this energy. The Witch's Bottle. I was just going to say green is popping to me, and then the Labyrinth came up. And there's more of the green energy. Like the Cauldron is standing out to me very much on the deck. Oh my gosh, look. And the skull. All of that green. Told you, green is very popping. As I say that, my mic is lit up with the neon green. Or neon yellow, if you would. I always say it looks green to me. Wow. Let's see what's going on with the messages, shall we? I went right to the gargoyle, too. Look at all that green. Told you, green is popping for a reason. I'm not sure why. We're going to find out. So the Witch's Bottle appears when in a reading when you are feeling threatened by someone or something. Wow. And you know how we get in the warning with the Banshee. Interesting. So you're feeling threatened by someone or something, and either consciously or subconsciously seeking protection. The danger, in fact, is real. So it might be a good time to make a real Witch's Bottle for your safety. If you cannot physically make one, then envision one with your mind and set the protection in place. Okay, so you could be feeling attacks, and I've been giving the warnings out with the cards. Here's an incantation that you can say as well. You can be looking at the Wish's potion bottle. You can make a potion bottle, right? Whatever you feel to infuse this energy into. To me, it's always my crystals. I always have a crystal on that I know is protection, right? And kind of absorbs things, transmutes the energy. Okay. White light of protection, I call upon thee to protect me from danger of any decree. A bottle of sharps will capture the threat and bind it to a safety net. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so skull. Let's see what's coming out with this message. A skull crowned by a wreath of roses is referred to as carpe diem, a reference to the Latin phrase which generally translated to seize the day. As this is the card's message to you, you've been overlooking the simple things and taking too many things for granted. Be mindful of your mortality, realize the importance of each and every day, and make the most of your time. Okay. And Labyrinth. We're going to get into some tarot too and see what other messages are coming out. The Labyrinth represents a journey to our own center and back out again into the world. Labyrinths have long been used as meditation and a prayer tool. As a metaphor of the life's journey, we can walk the labyrinth either spiritually, mentally, or actually fact. It is a symbol that creates a sacred space and a place that takes us out of our ego and that which is within. Basically, the labyrinth is also a metaphor of the journey to the center of the deepest self and back out into the world with a heightened understanding of who we are. It is high time you got reacquainted with the inner you. Interesting. So, with the labyrinth, to me, that's like getting caught up in like your mind, the subconscious level. So I kind of feel like these threats, I don't feel like it's like somebody in the physical that you need to feel threatened by. I more feel it's something going on within your mind, like maybe certain fears, phobias, certain things are like getting brought to the surface. Like how different things can be used. Like, like the main way that attacks are done is like spiritual attacks and things like that is to, and just like with magic and spells and things like that, spell casting, really it's to affect thought form. It's to send projections. And if that person has a weak mind, then they allow them to consume the mind. Like, let me give a for instance. I don't know which movie it was from. One of the, I think the, no, why can't I think of the name of them? But the girls that are the witches, why can't I think of the name of it? Oh my gosh. Where they're all witches or where they're practicing witches. I don't know why I can't think of it. But anyway, here's the scene from the movie they're showing me. Where the girl's freaking out that she sees spiders everywhere. And she thinks she's getting attacked by spiders or snakes or whatever. And she's literally looking around and seeing the snakes and the spiders everywhere. And then she shows her eyes, opens them, and they're all gone. It's literally like that. Like that's literally like what the project, like you have to like have control over your level of consciousness, your mind. Like if you're in fear and things like that, then you start to see those things. Like, have you ever been like scared in a room by yourself, if you were afraid of the dark or the room or the place that you were at, and then all of a sudden now you're starting to see shadows everywhere and things like that. I'm going back from when I was a kid or whatever and stuff, but it's like your mind will see things that are not there and things can get messed with within the mind. So there's something about strengthening. Banshee on the bottom again. See, there's something with like somebody is trying to mess with like your mind, your level of consciousness, trying to, it's just like, it's like with anything, like in today's time, like in our world right now, look at what they use for fear, like the threat of war, the threat of disease, illness, the threat of famine, food. Look at what's going on if people don't understand with just like with the EBT shutdowns and all of that. You know what I mean? And it's just like right away, like that wasn't even a concern of mine. And y'all, like I have 4 children. I get it. I was on EBT food benefits the entire time I was raising my children almost. I mean, once I got pregnant with my second child and I was all alone is when I remember I didn't want to have to get on food benefits too. I was always a proud mama that I could buy my daughter's formula, that I could, provide insurance. But yeah, I needed the help and I get it. And, and I also know how much it limited me. And I remember telling my children, like, once, I'm able to go back to work full time and stuff and able to support all of you, like, I don't want to rely on that. So I actually got out of that trap. And I remember times that my children would be like, let's wait to get this until we get, they always call it food money day, when we would get our benefits or whatever, because that's when I didn't have to budget and I could let them get whatever, and what did I end up doing? Then I ended up letting them get a whole bunch of junk, things that they didn't need, whatever, because it literally is like that when, you know what I mean? But anyway, what I'm getting at is that, like, I got to where I was like, no, I don't want to be on benefits anymore. So I actually did not re-up when I went back to work, even though I could have. And even my children were like, why don't you want to get the benefits anymore? I'm like, because I don't want to be restricted anymore. I don't want to be on that. You know what I mean? Like, so, and probably because I seem to always am aware of things before they happen or whatever. I know that I'm a prophetess or whatever, but it was also because I needed to be able to show and help people to know that everything's going to be okay. And also with the experiences that I went through, like, there were times that, like, I didn't get my benefits because I didn't renew in time, and there'd be times that, like, I wouldn't get any benefits. And there were times that they'd lock my card, all sorts of stuff. And around those times, like, I can't even tell you, like, how much the community came together with the donations and the food. And people aren't considering, like, yeah, there's going to be a big influx of the food pantries and the things like that. But do you know how much more food that these food pantries are going to get now that people aren't flooding to the stores to buy the fruits and the vegetables and the perishables vegetable items, all of those items. And there's already so many people that are going, that are putting things together. Like, this is actually going to cause a big flood of love, really, because it's going to be the people are coming together with donate and things like that. And actually, it's going, you know what I mean? It's eliminating like the digital currency of money, and it's actually getting the people to come together and more, you know, and when you're hungry and you don't have food, you actually think about like the things you really need to nourish your body. You're not thinking like, oh my gosh, how can I go get cookies? How can I go get, you know what I mean, the boxes of cereal, you know what I mean, things like that. You're actually thinking about like, it kind of puts you a little bit in survival. Like, I remember times that like we'd be getting lots of donations and stuff of like cookies and also, and I remember telling all of them like, this is so beautiful, but I remember I actually had to tell some of the church ladies that go around like, it's so beautiful, but please like don't, like I had to tell them like, stop giving my children all the donuts and the cookies and all of that. Like, it's beautiful that you do that, but my children don't need all of that or whatever. But we would love all of the fruits, the vegetables, the things like that or whatever. So those are things to keep in mind, like if you are going to be helping and donating and things like that, you know, and like, so that's what I mean. We're going to see such big changes. Like, I really don't think we're ever going to go back to that. Like, and to me, like, it's awful if you look at the fact, like, where they saying like 43 million are on the food benefit. Like, you can't see there's something wrong with that. 43 million people should not be. And I remember telling my daughter too, like, she was limiting her resources. I'm like, baby, you're 19 years old. You don't need to be on food benefits and things like that. The only, you know, you're able to work and buy your food and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it got way too out of control with everything. And, but anyway, I don't want this whole thing to take over. Look, the toad's coming out in the gargoyle and more of that green or whatever. But that's what I mean. Like, I've seen such beautiful things. Like, we're going to be stepping up and helping one another. Like, it's going to be fine. So, I was talking about the fear tactics and stuff. Like, that's what it looks like in today's time, where you're letting darkness and magic, basically, projections and things like that get in. You know what I mean? And just like if people are not eating as much and their bodies are starting to detox from all of these chemicals and all of the parasites and stuff in the food. Okay, I said I was going to stop, all right? Okay. So anyway, let's get into some tarot, see what messages are coming out. Let's play with the Halloween deck that I have, right? Let's see. So things are going to be okay. Don't give in to the collective fear matrix, especially if you're over here on this channel, because we not pushing that. We not. So we're about love, vibration, pushing that. That's why if you want to be leaving like comments, insulting comments and stuff, like, I just delete them, and then, you know, you get that energy sent back to you. So just don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not on this vibe of love, all right, if I upset you, it's upsetting the demons in you, don't watch the channel. You keep coming back because you like the vibration, but just, you know, don't have those comments like, you know, you need to know everything that you put out gets sent back to you, right? But anyway, all the beautiful comments that are coming in, like, I love them so much. And you guys, I feel the energy. That's what I mean. I feel that dark energy, and I just have to transmute it. And, you know, people don't realize they're lucky that I transmute the energy instead of reverse the senders too. And if I do reverse the sender, I send love and healing. They're lucky, because a lot of people don't do that. You know, you gotta be careful of the energy that you're projecting, what you're thinking. People don't realize that thoughts are they go to a frequency. Thoughts are not contained within the mind. That's what I mean. People are so surprised when, like, oh my gosh, like psychics and intuitives, like, they know what I'm thinking and feeling. Like, yeah, because we tap into that. Like, we just do. You know what I mean? Like, our thoughts are not limited to our mind. And that's why we're all connected, whether you realize it or not. So anyway, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel the energy. So, anyway. Wow. Okay, let's get into some cards. Let's see. Five of Wands is coming out. Like, they have been trying to separate and divide and push fear, because you can't control when you're strong and powerful, right? So they're limiting things, huh? All right, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, Five of Wands, the Hierophant. Okay, whoever's aligning with this reading right now, like you're feeling the energy, like the chaos energy. That's why with the Banshee, like you feel the energy that's trying to cause you to be unstable. But from what I see, you on the path for like a lot of abundance, like everything. 10 of Pentacles is like golden timeline, highest timeline, so much abundance. You know, they always depict this card with all sorts of gold coins and things like that, but the true riches and things are literally not in material money, things like that. They're really not. In literally like, it's a vibration, it's a frequency. Like if you've ever been in a chaotic state and under extreme psychological, physical, spiritual warfare, like you will know that like your peace, that is the ultimate like bliss, happiness, having that. You know what I mean? And when you're in that vibe of being at peace and the oneness, like in love, like that's the highest, the most beautiful frequency. Like I will take that over anything. Like that to me is, you know, the ultimate. And when you're in that vibration and that peace and the love and security and one, like everything just flow. And then it's, so then you can actually, when you're in that vibration, like appreciate because it's just like, how can you not when you're in that energy of just pure love? Like, so anyway, that's what they're trying to stop by their, you know what I mean? And it's a big test too. That's why I'm saying like, people you got to realize that this is the divide. I really feel it's the test for the souls that want that and the ones that money and material are more important. If you're going and you're getting the digital ID, you on the fear-based timelines, you're choosing to give up that for money and material. And I'm sorry if any of you are watching this that have already got that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you if you can go get it undone, because I don't think they're going to be doing that. But I just hope that this reaches more people that know to not do that. But don't give up your soul. Or maybe if you did, just don't use it. I don't know. It's sad, but I'm feeling like there are some that are going to align with this that already have. Let's just say we haven't figured it out yet. Some Starseeds haven't figured out. Just like how we have said a lot of the stuff, right? It's still a choice. Don't let money or material control you. I'm not giving in to the fear of it. And just like there's a lot of things like, well, that now they can tap in and they can control and they can transmit the frequency. Well, yeah, they do all of that with the phones and all of that stuff too. That was just the next step, the next level. Seven of Swords is coming out with the Hermit, so there's definitely hidden deception. 10 of Swords, like I said, they're trying to keep this world running off money, material, physical. You know, we in the age of Aquarius, so vibrationally, you know, who's to say that these chips are even still going to work? We could find a way with the vibration to make all of them malfunction. Right. And them not even be able to work. We raise this vibration so high, but it's still like, I guess even if you just have the mindset like, you know, like even just knowing like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I'm not for that. I'm for love and oneness, that I'm not going to separate myself. I'm not going to use this. I'm not going, you know what I mean? Like, in your mind, to me, you can deactivate from it. It's just your body and your vessel, right? Okay. Let's move on from that. Okay, so, but if you're one and you're a bit on the fence about it, you know, even if you're one of these that are affected by the shutdowns, okay, maybe like watch. They won't bring that back. They'll bring back if you want to get benefits, get the digital ID. That's going to be the new form payment. Don't do it. Don't go back on it, especially after everybody's starting to see, like, you're going to see that, you know what, yeah, like, this allowed me to get out in my community. This allowed me, you know what I mean? I've seen so much beautiful things coming together. We aligned. We started eating healthier. We started feeling better. We started this. Why would you go back? Yeah, they're test runs too. They're watching and they're seeing. And they're even planting the seeds of, like, wanting people to, like, loot and steal and all of that. Please don't go do that. If you're one where you want to be angry and you want to rebel, and please don't go down the chaos timeline. To me, you're being tested. A lot of people are being tested right now. And I know it's not a fair test. I get it. Especially, like, if this happened to me a couple months ago before I was working and when we were living in hotels and we didn't have, you know, but I wouldn't have never went to CAS. I know that we would have been fine. We would have been guided to things, right? So, look, fearless, courage, strength, adversity, hold high position, confidence, assertive, success, competition, consistent. Wow, I didn't know it was going to come out like this thing. 7 of Wands, have boundaries, have the respect. I'm almost out of time. 23:30 is all I had available. Sorry, I can't help whatever they put this on me to come out today. There's something with the 7s. Now we've got the 7 of Cups, a difficult choice, too many choices. Okay, the 10 of Cups is coming out. Look at the Halloween. I haven't even shown the cards. The Halloween pumpkin up there. 10 of Cups. We were seeing the 10 of Swords. So just 10-10 frequency is still here. And the 8 of Cups is coming out. Some of you being guided to walk away from some things. Look at the Hermit. All these pumpkins. But I told you there's something, you know. They've already been up to no good. Here's the 10 of Swords. Here's the 10-10 frequency. Don't give in to their time of control is ending. That's why they're trying to up a lot of it to try to see where else they can control and stuff. This corruption, this time of being in the darkness, corrupt, control, greed, like, it's going down. Okay, it is. And the rise of love and oneness and unity consciousness and all of that is coming online. So for some of you, you could be starting to realize too, as you choose the vibration of love, how you're much more connected to others. You know, and when you're in that vibration of love and you let go of fear, then you see the way through. It's just like, they're showing me real quick, like with boiling water, when it's rapidly boiling, can you see through the water? No. So you need to stay calm so you can see